Welcome, my beautiful Pisces. This is going to be for Pisces Sun, Moon, or Rising, by the way. Some of you are intuitively guided, and thank you for trusting your intuition. Um, we are going to do what we call current love predictions. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask very specific questions. I'm going to ask their feelings towards you currently, um, their current view of you. What actions are they currently taking or thinking about taking? Hopefully taking, but if it's in the mind, then maybe action will be next. Your current feelings towards them, and then the overall energy of this connection. This can be, this could talk about someone you already know, you've already been in a relationship with, but also remember, because I do read through my spirit guides, this can also talk about like a soulmate type energy that, soul to soul, and I feel like soulmates, twin flames. I feel like if it's probably already written in the stars if we're meant to come together in this lifetime. I don't think every lifetime we're meant to come together, because, listen, I got my things I got to do maybe in this lifetime, and they got their things they got to do. But I feel like when it's meant to happen, it's going to happen, though there is free will, and that can certainly drag out the situation, that type of energy. I would tell you, don't wait. Don't wait for people. And don't lower your vibration to meet theirs. Request that they raise theirs to meet your vibration. So, this format, which you guys know, those who follow me know I never do formats. I just do freehand style. So, I got this off my daughter, and she has a channel, Jenny Love Tarot. So I was watching my sign, Virgo, and which is your opposite sign. And by the way, I am thinking about for February. I think what I'm going to do for the February readings is, like, let's say we do Pisces, which I'll be starting with you. Then I'm going to do your opposite. So the opposite house, which would be Virgo, and then Aries would be Libra, and so on and so forth. Because I want you to see how they connect and how opposite signs can truly help each other. It usually means, like me being a Virgo, well, I may not be the greatest within my stating my emotions, um, but you are. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be afraid of your opposite. Instead, learn from your opposite. That's what I try to do. And I love you guys. So anyways, this is current love predictions, and we are going to start with the overall energy. We will bring Mother Mary in at the end, and we are going to use the psychic tarot to clarify. We'll put those over there for now. But I bought a new deck. It's called the Cozy Witch. I just felt like I needed something new. And they caught my attention. So I brought them in. This will be the third time I use them. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. So we're asking specific questions, and then we'll take cards on them, and then we will go back and clarify. Okay? I hope that all makes sense. One more shuffle. One more shuffle. And I have to say, Pisces, your reading for 2024 is just skyrocketed. So I thank you all. I know a lot of you have shared them, and I know a lot of you are relating to them because you're telling me that. So I decided to do the 2024 year in review seasonal. So I started with January, February, and March. Because I feel like giving you 12 months of information can be a little, well, I feel like it'd be overwhelming. At least for me, it feels like it'd be overwhelming, or I'd forget the majority of it. So that's why I decided to do 3 months in a row. But Yours is just flying. So thank you. I appreciate it. All right, I'm going to bring my lid down. And the first thing we're going to look for is the overall energy. So let's begin. We have the Four of Swords. Interesting. That's healing. So, this is talking about maybe both people going through this. I feel like this is a good, very good omen. It says, why aren't you resting? I know a lot of you are saying that to me because I have COVID and I'm starting to come out of it, but I can't rest anymore. I'm tired of resting, so that's why I'm doing a little bit of these shorter readings. So, anyways, Four Swords. I love that for you. Healing. All right. We'll see if that'll stay there. All right. So, their current, their feelings for you currently, or their current feelings. We have Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands. Let's see what it says here. Why make things so much more difficult than they need to be? Interesting, Pisces. Ten of Wands. Ten of Wands to me, it's a little bit of a heavy. Well, it's not a little bit. It is a heavy energy. Um, it can be also like their current feelings for you, right? You get the Ten of Wands, and it says, "Why make things more difficult?" So I have a feeling that for some of you, this must talk about someone you already know. It's almost like maybe they feel that you're putting blocks in front of. Interesting. All right, well, let's keep going. Their current view of you, the Six of Pentacles, very empathetic, compassionate, which you are. So they're reading you correctly. Let's read what it says. Every blessing you give will eventually be returned to you. I feel like they are interesting. I'm looking at this cat, and when I see animals, birds, and that, I often feel there are spirit guides. They come to us in different forms, however they need to, right? Doesn't mean we're going to listen. We do have free will, but they will keep trying. And it's interesting. I was watching something where a cat actually saved a person's life. Something was going on. I think the gas or something gas within the house or something in the cat eventually woke the people up and saved their lives. That was probably their guardian angel using the cat's human form. So their current feelings about you, I feel like they just feel that you're just a loving, compassionate soul. I get this feeling where there may be a few who think that maybe you're too compassionate. Now I'm not saying that. I feel like they may think that, like, why does she or he give to everyone else? Maybe they feel like a lack of, like, they're willing to give everyone else a helping hand, or just be compassionate with others, but for some reason they're not being compassionate with me. Well, maybe because of an action that they have taken. You know what I mean? Like I feel like if you're not compassionate towards them, there's a reason, and they need to know that. Um, and I also want to say, just be careful that, and I feel like many of you really have overcome this, but be careful that you don't take on all the responsibility of a relationship. Like if somebody wants you, like if somebody doesn't want to pull their weight, well, then there's your answer, right? Because you want someone of equal value. Does that make sense? Or of the same vibration. All right, but They love your soul. They love your heart. They love you as a person. But I feel like, there's just these little things that, I don't want to say hold him back, but like if I was having a conversation with them, they were sitting across the table from me. I feel like that's what they would say right now. Like, he is so compassionate and loving, but almost to a fault. Like they tend to take on everybody's responsibilities, but maybe didn't take on theirs. I don't know. Now, I feel this in a loving way, but I feel like a little irritated at the same time, which is strange. I don't know why I feel irritated. I feel like they must feel that. Now, could be the other way around. I want you to understand that in a reading. But let's continue on. What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? We have the Seven of Cups. It's interesting because I took this format for my daughter. I asked her, of course. Um, but when I wrote down the questions, I put down what actions are they currently taking, and then I added the word thinking or thinking of taking, and that makes sense because with the Seven of Cups, that's exactly what one's trying to do. Make a decision about something. It's interesting because we just moved out of a universal year seven. So it can certainly speak about 2023. Maybe they were trying to make a decision. We'll see what it says here. Not every great option you're given will be a great option for you. I have a feeling that there's been some distance here. And again, this doesn't have to be for people who already know each other. Again, you may meet each other, but again, I feel like they know you. They know your soul. They know your compassion, but they also know that, I just feel like, you're very intuitive and I feel like you're learning like, who to help, who not to help, that type of energy. And maybe they're feeling a lack, or they did. So Seven of Cups puts them in a question mode, like, should I or shouldn't I? Well, let's keep going. So the next question is your current feelings towards them. And then we're going to go back and clarify all these, by the way. Your current feelings towards them, Two of Swords. That makes sense. I don't know. Don't know. Like, I feel like, they approach you. Or let's say in the Seven of Cups, they decide to come forward. I feel like, you having the Two of Swords, well, what's it say? Wake up. What what is it that you truly want? What is it you truly want? So a little confusion there, a little confusion with them. Doesn't mean like two people, don't love each other's hearts, but this is life. So I don't feel like this is a simple yes or no type of thing. All right, let's look at the overall energy supporting this connection. And we have Page of Swords. I have a feeling if this is a prior relationship, there could have been some difficulty in communication. And maybe that's something we had to learn. If this is someone that I want in my life, then I do want to learn how to communicate with them, right? I don't want to wear any blindfolds. I want to be sure of my decisions as much as we can be. Um, I don't feel like I don't feel like you should change that empathetic part of yourself to please another. Because really I feel like they appreciate that within you. Um, but I do feel like there may have been some communication problems or lack of communication. Let's see what the page says here. Curiosity is a type of magic. Hmm, never heard that with the page swords. Curiosity is a type of magic. I agree. I agree with that. Okay, so let's pull these over a little bit. And I did Aquarius before yours, and I used the Cozy Witch to clarify, but I decided for you, which means I'm going to have to move this, I'm going to clarify with the Psychic Tarot. So we'll pull them one by one. Everything's pre-shuffled, by the way. If the Page of Swords and Ten of Wands mirroring each other, why make things more difficult than they need to be? That's what the Ten of Wands is saying. Page of Swords is saying curiosity is a type of magic. And I agree. Okay. I feel like we're going to take them. So we'll go ahead and put them right on top because we're going to take them. But let's start clarifying these. So their feelings for you currently. Again, we have the Ten of Wands. Okay, well there we go. Obstacles and challenges. First of all, I want to say it's a five. So change, right? Change. Um, and I think I said something about like obstacles or challenges within this Ten of Wands. So, you know, their current feelings for you. I feel like I feel like if I'm them, like there's something that I wish that you weren't doing. It's almost like I want you to put your attention on me. And that sounds a little selfish, but I get that. Like I'd rather you take, all that energy you're putting towards other people. Listen, it can even be like I know a lot of you have spiritual type businesses, and it can be talking about that, like you're focusing there, and I feel like they're saying, but I want that focus on me. Now, I do feel like this is something that, of course, you can't put all your focus upon them, right? You've got to, do your job, make your money, take care of family, that type of thing. So, obstacles and challenges, but it is a five. Went from a 10 to a five. Uh, I just feel like that's what they're saying. Like, take half that effort that you give to them and put it back on me. And I don't know if they're being selfish or if it's just the truth. I guess only you know that. Okay. All right. So their current view of you. Again, we have the Six of Pentacles. So they know you're very compassionate. Look at this, the Ace of Swords. It's interesting because I feel like, I do feel like there was probably some type of communication problem. But in the same breath, I want to say that I feel like when they think of you, they recognize the importance of your voice, your truth. Now, sometimes people don't show us that, tell us that, and that stems from their own lack mentality, right? But, like we're reading their soul. So I feel like, truth be told, they They look at you as someone who is honest, who has integrity. I feel like they know that your voice is important in this world. And again, that may be why they feel like a little bit of lack. Like, like I want all her attention. I want all his attention. But we know that's not the way it can, like, can't give them all of our attention. But anyways, I feel like this is a very, they have very high views of you. I feel like they definitely feel like you are a person of integrity, and I also feel like if I came to you with lies, you would know it. You would know it. So if I move toward you, I better move towards you with truth because I feel like it feels to me like you are saying, don't even bother if you're not coming to me with complete honesty. I don't have time, right? And the Ten of Wands over here, I'm busy. I'm putting out other people's fires. I don't have time to also put out your fire. Put out your own fire. I feel like that's your comment to them. But ultimately, they do love that you are honest, that you speak the truth, that you are a person of integrity. They love that about you. Now, that doesn't mean, again, that they speak those words. And that reminds me again of opposite signs because, Virgo can definitely be one of those types of signs. And I know I'm a Virgo, my boyfriend's a Virgo, where even if we have emotions towards someone, you may not get it out of us right away. But it doesn't mean that we don't feel, right? It just means that maybe we take our time. So, anyways, this is a very good view of you. All right. What actions are they currently taking or thinking of taking? Well, hello, positive movement forward. Positive movement forward. What's interesting is, first of all, it's an eight. We're in a universal year eight. So you'll probably hear some type of communication. I have a feeling not later, sooner versus later. I love that positive is the first word, right? This is positive movement forward. I feel like they have moved out of that Seven of Cups energy. Interesting because 2023, 2024. And they're in a little boat heading towards the sun. And you must be that sun. You must live wherever that sun is, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like they're heading towards the shore. So I'm not there yet, but I'm in my boat and I'm following the sun. And the sun represents to me truth. Like when the sun is out, anything done in the dark will come to the light. If you don't 100% believe that, let's say, then many of you have heard me say this, take your time because people will reveal to you who they are. Um, but listen, I feel like you know that already. And I also feel that you probably wouldn't be here if you weren't interested in potentially reconnecting. And this does feel like a reconnection. So they have moved from the Seven of Cups. Like, should I? I don't know what to do. If I pick this cup, will they accept it? Will they smash it on the ground? But positive movement for it tells me that they're going to take a chance anyway. I feel like that's what we should do in life, right? Like if we have feelings for someone and like I feel like we should express them and then accept whatever comes back. Like maybe I have feelings for someone, but they don't feel quite the same way as me. Don't, I want to say don't take it personally. Um, and I say that because it just means that there's someone else out there who can love you in the way that you deserve. So, okay, so let's keep going. Your current feelings towards them, Two of Swords, makes sense. Makes sense. The Hierophant, wisdom in this deck. Card of Taurus, by the way, or Taurus is major arcana. This is about one's belief system. It's interesting because we have the Two of Swords. We can see this person's got a blindfold on. We can see they're standing at a crossroads. Which direction do I want to go? And don't forget, you have free will. Even if your guides are trying to guide you together, you still have free will. Nobody can make you decide to take that right instead of a left, or the left instead of the right. But I love that the Hierophant came out because this is what I feel. First of all, Pisces, I don't want you to be with anyone who is of a low vibration. Like I don't want that for you. I feel like your mother, and I just don't want that for you. But this is telling me that I feel like this other person has definitely worked upon themselves. I do feel like their vibration has lifted. And again, this is about faith and your hope and keeping faith and hope alive. Even if I don't even like, sometimes we're like, I have no idea how this could work. Doesn't mean it's not supposed to, though. It's like they're standing outside your home. Now, I don't mean that literally, but I feel like, I get this feeling like if I live close to you, that I may drive by your home, just to drive by your home. I feel like, for some, this is someone who, I feel like maybe they picked up the Bible, um, because I feel like their faith has grown. I do feel like they understand more and more about themselves, but also about you. Maybe I put you down over here for helping people, but now I understand like the beauty in that. And it's like, I want to be a part of that. Like they want to be a part of that. Now I'm picking that up intuitively. Look at the good book is illuminated. So I feel like their faith has grown. Okay. The overall energy supporting this connection. Now, when I say supporting this connection, many times I mean that through like our guides, our guardian angels. It was interesting because the last two readings I did, I just get this feeling that guardian angels are speaking to each other and they're helping people come together. But I also feel like they're kind of laughing, not laughing at us, but amused by our humanness and our, like the Two of Swords, right? Wearing blindfolds, or the Seven of Cups being afraid to make a decision, and our guardian angel's like, but they're, if only they could remember that they're spiritual beings and that they can overcome anything. But you have to come to that realization, as does this other person. So, anyways, let's go ahead and, ooh, the tower. The tower. Disruption. Okay. Now, I don't want you to fear the tower. Um, because I feel like what this is saying is you may not be the person who you are today had there not been, let's just say, a disruption between this relationship. You may not have chased certain dreams that you really want to manifest in this lifetime. And listen, sometimes we don't even know why. Well, understand that's your spiritual being. Your, your soul knows. These towers don't scare our spiritual being. They scare our human mind. But anyways, I don't feel this tower. I do feel like yes, it probably caused some pain. It probably, broke some hearts. But in the same breath, I feel like you would not be the person you are today had this separation not happened, or this time period where you started to move within, like, how do I want to say this? I don't know, like, if you haven't, okay, let me backtrack. I feel like if, let's say, this was a relationship that was together, if we would have stayed together, I may have never chased, and I'm saying chased, but I feel like it's really what you're just meant to be and who you are, but I may have never gone that direction had I stayed with this person. So really, you would have been limited, but now there's growth. Let's take one more after that tower. Well, there you go. Solitude. It's the hermit, though. The wisdom that you have gained. How interesting, because I do feel like this tower, distance, time apart, even though some of you may even live in the same town, because again, I feel like there is someone who drives by your house. And now that can certainly mean, like, when I say drive by your house, maybe they just check on your Facebook. Maybe you don't live in the same town. But in a way, I'm just kind of checking up on you, but not in a bad way. Like, I don't want you to think this is not about anybody who's abusive, because I would never tell you to take anyone abusive back. It's not about that. But this is definitely confirmation of what I was feeling. Look at that. She's like, we had the Hierophant here where that book was illuminated, and here she is reading from the book. I often feel she's reading from the Akashic records. I feel like this tower certainly had its effect. But it's like sometimes we don't pray until we are down on our knees, right? Until, like, something that unbelievably hard has happened, like, then we pray. This is about really one's faith growing and understanding that you have a whole spiritual team that is assigned to you, and the ability to, I don't want to say use them, but they want you to use them. And I feel like you are. I feel like many of you have been in a state of reflection. And I feel like now is the time to come out of that. Why? Because I feel like this year it's calling for you to take your wisdom and put it to use. You got the ball now, put it to use. So I feel like it's simply saying, even when these towers happen, and by the way, the tower is still standing, you know, it's still standing, it's survived. Um, if we look at these towers and we understand sometimes it's the universe moving us forward, right? Because listen, maybe my soul came into this lifetime, yes, for love, but for so much more. Maybe I'm meant to be, or maybe I'm becoming more and more spiritual. And for that reason, it's important to me that I have someone who understands it. They don't have to understand everything, but I don't feel like you are going to change, like this innate energy within you where you want to help people. I don't think you're going to change that, and I don't feel like you should. So I feel like if they came to you and they said, I want you to stop helping other people and put your all your energy towards me, well then I would tell you to tell them to hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, hit the road, Jack. Okay, well, let's also look at the overall energy, the one that we began with. And again, we began with the Four of Swords. So this tells me that healing is available. I feel like, when we saw the Hermit, card of Virgo, by the way, again, you're opposite. But when we saw the Hermit, this is when I was really seeking like true guidance, true answers. I often feel the Hermit is talks about going through the dark night of the soul. It followed that tower, right? But I feel like the Hermit ultimately figures out, if I'm seeking the light, I figure out, hey, I am the light. I am my own light. I am my own savior with the help of my guides. And just think if I feel that and know that, and also really allow my guides to be active in my life. Like I listen and then I follow. Well, all right. Victory and success. Victory and success. You know, I've been reading Tarot so long that to me, really, I feel like I'm creating like movies. That's what it feels like to me. Like I'm creating, not creating, but these stories come to me like in a movie form. Like I can see all the characters. Excuse me. Now, I do want to say the only thing with the Six of Wands is because I do feel like potentially there may have been some prior communication problems. I feel like this is saying, first of all, I am thinking that it's victory, that these people can come together, that you can come together. I don't think it's like simple, but I do feel like, first of all, I feel like if you feel that their vibration has lifted or their faith has grown, or they believe in you and kind of back off, I feel like victory will be yours. But I also feel in this energy, this is about proving that. Now, I don't know if I said that right. I feel like well, let's put it this way. Whoever may have thrown the tower, I feel like they will be proclaiming that they understand their part. I also feel, boy, I feel like there's a lot of growth here with this person. I'm saying this person, but understand, it's interesting because I was just answering some of the questions under the Pisces reading, and many of you have said, like, like, I'm a Pisces from Australia, and I'm a Pisces from India, and I'm a Pisces from the United States. How can we all relate to this? Well, because your guides, first and foremost, know that you're going to be here. They know you're going to be here before you're here. You were probably guided here, whether you know that or not. Um, so I forget what I was even saying, but I feel like this person may even come in. Oh, I was talking about how we all resonate. Well, we all resonate because we're all really looking for the same thing, right? Peace of mind, opportunity, love, right? We all want that. We all deserve that. But we got to understand that these challenges, they will get in our way, but we can overcome them. We can heal them, and we can have victory. I don't feel like this is about changing who you are because I, again, feel like your mother and I feel very proud of you. I feel very proud of the person you are today. And ultimately, I feel like this is exactly what they're saying. So I think that's really good news. Excuse me just one second. Okay, I'm back. I was just gone a second. So anyways, I kind of love this Pisces. I kind of love this. Now, this is what I'd recommend, and I'll connect it to the end of this video. Now watch your 2024 in review. Again, it's only January, February, March, but I would re-watch it and see and I often say you should watch a reading, especially when it resonates more than once, because I feel like different messages will reach you, or you'll have a different perspective, maybe clearer understanding. So I am going to recommend that for you. And I normally don't like recommend that I don't push my videos, put it that way. And I'm not trying to push it, but I feel like for some of you, you'll have a better understanding. All right. Now, with all that being said, I do want to take Mother Mary over this relationship or relationships. And let's see what Mother Mary has to say. What words of wisdom do you have for my beautiful Pisces? It's actually, I mean, it's for all of it's over this connection. Home, home. I trust and follow my guidance about my home. Interesting how I felt they were driving by your home. Maybe some of you have even looked out the windows like, hey, I think I saw their car or their truck. Pretty sure it was them. Wonder why they don't call. They haven't built up the guts yet. That's why. But deeply on your mind. And again, when I say home, it can be your physical home. But I'm also including like social media. You know what I mean? Like just checking in. Where's she at? What's he doing? Do I have a chance? Should I make my move? Trust your guidance. And I feel like home, sure, it could speak about your physical home, but I feel like it's talking about your divine home. And I feel like that is your body, that is your soul, that is your mind. Trust your guidance because I definitely feel like you are being guided. And I feel like they're being guided. But no one can come in between that free will. You can say yay, you can say nay, right? They may not find the guts to reach out in the way that I feel they want to, but truth be told, I feel like they will find the guts. How it would be met? Well, two swords. So I would say think that over. I just realized what she asked. Oh, I forget what you call those. Those little boxes where you put free books in. Page of Swords is being mirrored over here by the Ten of Wands. Anyways, trust your guidance. And I feel like above that, when you trust your spiritual guidance, and if you're uncertain, like, was that a sign? Ask for another sign. Your guides are just waiting to help you. They're always helping you. They just need you to listen. But listen, you're not being judged. But I do feel like you are being guided. This is being guided. So, ultimately the ball will be in your court though. All right. I'm gonna let that be. My daughter watched my all signs. I did all signs current love. And she's like, you just have a hard time ending a video. And she's so right because I have such curiosity that I want to go deeper and deeper. But these are I mean, they're deep. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, I don't want to use too much of my energy because I want to give you a very good reading. So, anyways, I thank you, Pisces, and those who are intuitively guided. I know it's not all Pisces here, so I thank all of you. Um, Thank you for just keeping the channel alive. Thank you in the million ways you helped me. Thank you for a beautiful 2023. And by the way, 2024, Universal Year 8, I would definitely research that. If you're doing something over here where you're helping people, this feels like the year where things just take off. And I do feel like it's important. So maybe this person needs to be on board, right? Because I don't feel like you're doing anything as a waste of time. Quite the opposite. All right, I'm going to let that be. I love you guys. I will see you next time at our table. Bye bye.